Hey guys and gals and all my pals, welcome back here to Outfits Garage. It's been a day or three since we've had us a full-length video. I did do a live the other night, Monday night actually, but we wanted to get in here and do a little work tonight. I'm off tomorrow being New Year's Day, so Happy New Year's to everybody out there. And but we're going to be working on this old modified a little bit, and we'll see if we can't get some stuff done tonight. We'll show you what we got going. Well, I decided to do a voiceover on this and speed it up. It was going to take a little while to show the whole thing. I think it was almost 20 minutes of video that we took. But what we're doing here is trying to get a thread spud put in the back in the chassis here where the old one was broken out. The rest of them were in there all right, but this one, for whatever reason, had been torn out, broke out, cracked out, whatever. But as you can see, I'm getting it welded in right here, and just about got it all. We take this engine plate in 2 or 3 times, making sure we've got everything where it needs to be, and I tack weld it, and then pull the plate back out, and then I get in here and finish welding it up all the way around, front and back. And but yeah, it's getting closer on this old chassis. It's an old 2012 Jet chassis. I probably I'm not totally thrilled about the chassis. I'd rather have the shawl that's over behind it going, but the Jet is what's closest to being ready. So we're going to run it for a little bit. And while we're doing that, we're going to be working on the shawl, trying to get it to where it's in buildable shape so that we can start putting it together. So, but yeah, we got this thing looking pretty good here. The class that we're going to be running this in is a Midwest mod at Batesville Motor Speedway. They run them all over here and there. I think it's USRA sanctioned, but it's going to be a little bit lesser expensive class, more affordable, I should say, and then the fully blown A mods, the IMCA mods, USRA, UMP, stuff like that. You got to run less of a motor, and it's a little better for economical reasons to try and run one of these. It gets you a pretty neat little race car to run in, and get you a little more experience. So I think they're pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to get off here and let you finish watching this video here. All right, guys, we are back here in Outfits Garage. I showed you, might not have seen what we was doing, so I'm going to show you a little better here. We're putting our engine plate in. We had to run a tap through some of them holes. They're a little bit rusty. Had to put a new thread spud in here. This one had been broke out. The rest of them were good, but it's all looking pretty good. I got that done. I got to get another thread spud to put in here, fix our motor mount. I'm going to clean that side up as well. As you can see, that's got a stack of washers. We don't know what we got to have yet, so I'm probably going to clean that off and get that cleaned off, and then we'll figure out what we actually need. You know, I'll make this flat, you know, and then we'll do that the same way. And if we need to, we can build shims from there when we get our motor ready to set in. But let me turn this down. We're watching the Tulsa shootout on TV over here.
Winged Outlaws, Chase Porter, and
you heard a while ago,
Ryder LaPlante will.
Kyle Busch won him a heat race. Kyle Larson come from 10th to 3rd. They race them up out there in Tulsa on this weekend on them micro sprints and mini sprints and stuff. But we're getting closer. Let me show you what we were doing on the live the other night. Get around here. What we did, as you can see right here, we drilled some holes right here. Drilled those out. There's about 1,400 holes in this piece of plate. Probably gonna cut it off right here, and then angle it back up here. Same way with the back plate, because we're never going to use these holes here. We're mainly just going to use these right up here. We may drill this hole out too, but I doubt it. I think with those right there is about all we're going to use. We got our bushings, our spacers made. Got a spacer in there. We still gotta get this figured out, what we need to do. I know this has got to go right here. There's no doubt about it as far as in and out. But I need to be on the rear end housing. I don't need to be on top of this. So, because up here, my jack bolt, this goes up here. As the jack bolt turns down, that screws down, you see, and that just goes right in there, and that'll hold your spring, and then you adjust your spring up and down with that bolt. So anyhow, that's what we've got going there. We've got our caliper on. It's just mocked up. The bearings in this hub are just there. We're more than likely not going to use these rotors, or this rotor, because this is an old one. But we just wanted to get it on there for a mock-up, as I'll get it around here and show you. It's got a big chunk out of it right here. It might not hurt anything, but it might. So I'd assume get a pair of fresh rotors. If that thing ever broke, come apart, it comes around and tears your brakes off, tears everything up. So, but anyway, that's what we done on our live that we did Monday night. So I'm gonna get over to the other side and start drilling those holes out. When we get those holes drilled out, I'll be able to start putting our lower link on that side and get a bolt in it, get the rear end stationary. Our shock is right here. It'll bolt up right there, as you can see right there. The rear end comes up just a touch. It'll go in there, no problem. We're working on trying to figure out what we're going to do on the other side as far as the shock and the spring. Not the shock, but a spring. One person's telling me to get a slider. We found one of those, but another person's saying just put the spring on top of the rear end like we're doing here. So we've got to figure out what we need to do. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. It all depends. Everything determines, whatever you call that, on where that bar lines up at over there on our trailing arm bracket here. So anyway, I'd rather have had a double shear bracket on here instead of the single, but this is pretty stout, and we got a grade 5 bolt in there. Probably I may have to get a grade 8. We don't want that breaking. There'll be a lot of pressure on that. Up here, it's a double shear. It'd be a lot less likely to break. But that one being twisted on that, we'll just have to play that by ear. This is called double shear. This is single shear, the way it's mounted. So double shear is where you're on both sides, and single is like that. So that's what we got going. Been working on this. About got that basically where it goes. It's It's we've got to do something different with a rotor. That's too big of a rotor on there. That's 12 and a quarter, 12 and an eighth.
That's the backwards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get smaller ones for back there for sure. But that one's 12 and something compared to this one's smaller. So we can't even get our caliper bolts on this thing. So, but anyhow, we're getting there. That's what happens when we buy used parts. That's all we can afford. But the problem is buying used parts is you buy used parts twice sometimes, and then wind up buying a new one to fix your problems. So sometimes it's better just to wait, do our homework, and get the right stuff first. So anyway, yeah, we're getting closer. Like I say, we got our engine plate finally fastened in where it goes. Brake calipers and stuff are done. We had to take this plate out, or not plate, but our firewall. Had to take that out to get in here to weld this on the backside, but it's in there now. I feel better about that. And yep, I'm gonna get another one of those nut certs and build this. When we get that, I can weld that in, and then we'll be ready to set a mock-up motor in here, make sure everything is where it needs to be. We've got a Burt transmission bought. I'd rather have had a Bren, but you know how that goes. But a Burt is going to work for what we're doing, and I've got it's half paid off. I've still got to come up with another $600. So we get that taken care of. We'll get that here and get that bolted up to that bell housing right there, and we'll get it to where we can bolt. We'll drill and taper some holes in here to where we can bolt that bell housing to the engine plate. That way, if we pull the motor out, the bell housing will stay in here. It's going to make it really nice, getting it to where we can get the motor in and out and not have to worry about the transmission falling out when we pull the motor. So just have to use some flathead countersunk bolts to drill and tap. We'll drill and tap into that bell housing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We'll come in here, like right here, and over here, and we'll do that. Maybe, I don't know if we'll do it up here since this bolt hole's here, but we'll at least get 2 bolts in it, and that'll be enough to hold it, because to hold it up, 1 bolt on each side. That'll take care of that. Right here, we still got this side to get all mocked up, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Matthew said he got him a little sponsor the other day, a little small sponsor. What's the name of the business? Can't think of it right at the moment. It was kind of a quick deal, and anyway, we're proud to have that. It's not a large sponsor, but it is a little one. Got enough to buy the deck, I think it is, for the car. Basically, put a deck in the car, and maybe most of the sheet metal, because we got another couple of sponsors come on actually, and one of them's paying for the body on the sides. We're going with that. What's it called? Is it stacked body panels or just All-Star? MD3 body panels, which they're considered a plastic or a composite body panels, and they don't bend up. They just stay flat. As long as you're not beating them up, they'll probably will stay looking good all year long. And as he said the other day, he won a wrap to go on it. So that's all the lettering and everything that goes on. That's taken care of. So we should be getting close to, once we get everything plumbed and done, we'll get this suspension figured out, get their motor plate and stuff figured out. I've got to get on that motor and then get that thing done. But we'll be getting closer. So hopefully, if everything goes right, if we could pick up another sponsor or two like those, that'd pretty much get us in the ballpark, wouldn't it? Get us close. That's what we're doing tonight on this here New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
I hope you like that. That's the way we say Happy New Year's around here. But anyway, y'all have a Happy New Year. We're going to get on out of here. I may do a little bit more here, work a little longer. But if I do, I may try to record that, kind of throw it in here somewhere. But anyway, we're going to get around. Mr. Russell saying, God bless you. Matthew saying,
Keep a hammer.
wherever you, I can't even see you. There you are. He said, keep a hammer. So, all right. We'll catch y'all later. We decided to go ahead and bolt our bell housing up. As you can see, it's bolted up to that. And as you can see right here, we've got some holes drilled and tapped in there already. Countersunk. That's ready for some countersink flathead bolts. And then we can bolt that up, and that will hold the bell housing, and we might go ahead and put one downstairs there, but don't necessarily absolutely have to, but those two right there will hold it in to keep it from falling out. That's the main thing. So anyway, that's got our bell housing bolted up. You want to know what kind of bell housing that is? It's a Speedway motors. This bell housing is made to where you can run a Ford motor or a Chevrolet. As you can see, double bolt patterns right there. Two different bolt patterns on it. But you can use a Ford motor with a Chevrolet transmission with this bell housing, which is pretty nice. If we decided to go with a Ford motor, then we've got the bell housing for it. So anyway, that's what we decided to do that instead of drill them holes out on that other side. So we'll get out here, probably get out here tomorrow and work on that a little bit. Depending on how cold it is, I might be trying to put some window felts and channel felts in my old red truck. Don't know just yet. If it's too cold, I probably won't be doing that. So anyway, that's what we've been doing tonight. Catch y'all later, guys. I done gave you an outro, but here it is again. Russell's here saying, God bless you. Outfits Garage is saying, keep a hammering.